The second question, how do we get out of the world of the synagogue of Satan? Well, the answer hinges on our ability to perceive wickedness. And of course, people who do wickedness have a hard time perceiving wickedness. And that's the dilemma of humanity, because many do not believe or do not know what wickedness is, because their idea of life comes from the synagogue of Satan. So let's explore this. Now, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, in these books, How to Eat to Live, Book 1 and Book 2, he states, the present civilization is an enemy to righteousness. Since they were put over us to rule us, they had to find a different way of ruling us other than the good old way of our fathers, who lived several hundreds of years, some nearly 1,000 years. If we met a man today who said he had been on the planet 500 years, we would think that he was lying, because our short lives of less than 100 years lead us to believe that it is false to think that people can live several hundred years. Well, the Bible prophesies that Almighty God, in redeeming his people from their enemies, would increase their lifespans. It states, and I, Almighty God, will rejoice in Jerusalem and joy in my people, and the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying. There shall be no more thence an infant of days, meaning dropping dead early, nor an old man that have not filled his days, your purpose for being. For the child shall die at 100 years old. So this indicates that we will live so long that we will be considered children at 100 years of age. Now, in a previous message, we showed how this prophecy does not refer to the so-called state of Israel, which, by the way, is also imploding, if you've been following the news, or what they call the state of Israel. But this verse refers to the black people of the Western Hemisphere. Now, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad further states, again, in the book, How to Eat to Live, there are many vegetables that we could eat if the right kinds are pointed out to you. Stay away from collard greens and cabbage sprouts. Such food is horse and cattle food. Oh, I know what you may say, my black brothers and sisters. I have been eating it all my life, and my grandmother and father ate it, and they lived 65, 75, or 80 years. That is no time to live. You need to live not under 100 years, and from that to 1,000 years. But your life depends on what you eat. What you eat keeps you here, and what you eat takes you away. So again, those who criticize the Honorable Elijah Muhammad usually omit such words, because these words demonstrate his love and compassion to see his people live long and healthy lives. So if you really want to know what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad thinks, you have access to his books. The Holy Quran accounts for the ignorance of such rebuttals. It states, when they are told to follow the revelation that Allah has sent down, they say, quote, nay, we shall follow the ways that we found our fathers following. What? Even if it is Satan beckoning them to the penalty of the blazing fire? We will end this point on the potential that we have right now to live beyond 100 years. Again, from the books, How to Eat to Live, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad states, and eat only the right foods. He, Master Fard Muhammad, said milk, bread, and navy beans will lengthen our lives to 140 years. He did not give us a long list of different food diets and foods to confuse us on what to eat. Now, this guidance seems easy enough for us to try, and who among us does not desire to live a long life? A life that is disease-free.